Hello and good morning, it's Phil Thatch, and this morning I got up later than I would have liked. I was trying to, I had the idea of getting up at sunrise and going out and trying to find a sunrise type of photograph to make this morning. And I overslept a little bit and it got to be 8 o'clock or so and it was really bright and really sunny, and I'm thinking this day is not going to be that great for photography, but I went out anyway, carried all sorts of stuff. I was ready for wildlife or landscape or whatever came my way. And as I was driving to a location where some of my friends had made photographs of an American kestrel, I topped a hill on Highway 58 and there was just this huge fog all of a sudden. Totally sunny day so far, and then this huge fog. So I said, well, where's a place where landscape photography could happen? Because, you know, fog is great for photography of trees. And the nearest park to where the fog was right here where I am now at Harrison Bay State Park. No, I am at Booker T. Washington State Park. So I rushed in here and I got out the Z6, and I thought, you know, for photography of trees, I usually do better with a longer lens. So I put my 70 to 210 push-pull lens on, and I didn't want the fog to go away, so I didn't make an intro video and I didn't document the pictures that I've made so far. But most of them have been over in that direction where there's some nice pine trees lining the side of the road and some good directional light coming on them. Even though it's foggy out there was still some nice directional light. So in the fog will give depth, and the directional light coming from the side will give the photographs depth. And I think I'm going to keep working, but I'll show you the first few right now. All right, here is the first image of the pine trees in the fog. This is probably my favorite one of the pine tree images. Really nice. I love the way the light is coming in from the side like I described before, and then the fog to give it front to rear depth. Very nice. And then this next one is kind of the same area, a couple of the same trees, just a little bit different composition. I think I was at 210 millimeters in the previous shot, and I scooted closer and shot this one at 125 millimeters. For this next shot, I went across the street, and these are not pine trees here, and using Brendan Vanson's rule of odds for this one. And this particular shot, I kind of liked it in color, but I also liked a black and white version of it, so I'm going to share that one with you now. There it is in black and white, fairly attractive. For this next one, I went back across the street to where the pine trees were and stepped way back, way back, and made a photograph of the entire stand of pine trees in the fog. And if you look closely, you can see some man-made objects, but I still kind of like the shot. Okay, well, I have lost the fog, but it lasted for a good 20 or 30 minutes, and I scrambled all over Booker T. Washington State Park and made as many shots as I could. One shot of this pine tree, Heather and I came out here one time and I made a really long exposure at sunset of this pine tree with a bench beside it that was just an absolutely beautiful composition. And I got a shot of that same pine tree, but looking at it from a different angle, made a vertical shot of it this time. Still has the bench in the picture, which still adds to it, I think. And so I got that and a few others. All right, so here is a foggy tree. That is actually the lake in the background of the tree, but you can't see the lake at all. And I wish I had written down or gone and read that plaque at the base of the tree to see what kind of tree this was. But I like this one. And then this next one is the pine tree that I made a photograph of. I think it was last October. Today is March the 26th, and I think it was last October or maybe even November when I made the photograph of this last year with Heather. And this one I liked in color, and here is the black and white version. I may even like the black and white version better. But the key to this photo and the one from back in October or November, the key to it being cool is that bench. It really adds something to the photograph. And now I'm going to share the photograph. This is from the other direction and with lots of color at sunset. So kind of a whole different strategy of photography here. The other one was using the fog, and this one is using the sunset, but still the same tree and bench. All right, so there is the Z6 with the FTZ adapter
and the 70 to 210 push-pull zoom lens. It's an f4 to f5.6 lens, and of course I have to manually focus it, which is fine for landscape photography. I think I've mentioned it before on the channel, but I picked up this lens, this old lens from the film days, for $49, shipped to my house on eBay, and it had this circular polarizer filter that I used today on it. So that was quite a bargain. And let's see if I can demonstrate the push-pull. That's what it looks like at 210 millimeters. And it's actually easy to slide, but I was at a weird angle. That's what it looks like at 70 millimeters. Neat little lens, especially for the money. And it's good and sharp. So now I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the photos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. If you want to continue to see some Z6 and Z50 and maybe some occasional D500 and other camera content, landscape, macro, wildlife, all sorts of stuff, click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you'll be notified when new videos come out. I usually have them come out on Wednesday mornings and Saturday mornings at 7:30 Eastern USA, New York City time. And I really appreciate you watching. Bye-bye.